Hello, welcome back. I've got something quite special for you today, which is these Christmas journals. But before I get into these, I need to go into some of the history of the development of them. I mean, if you just want to skip this and get to the good stuff, then I'll put a timestamp in the description box below so that you can just jump ahead. So we'll put these aside for now and I'll come back to them later. So about a year ago, I was just getting into junk journaling. I mean, I've come here from bullet journaling. Got fed up with the restrictions and the expense of buying dockwood journals, and I found traveller's notebooks. And from there, it was a very short hop to making my own traveller's notebook inserts, which are essentially, I think, single bound signatures. And it was when I was looking for how to make traveller's notebook stuff that I think I stumbled across junk journaling. Probably somebody like Nik the Booksmith, I think. And before very long, I was itching to try this myself. Anyway, long story short, I have found references then to December dailies or holiday lists and the practice of journaling every day in December, and I decided that I wanted to do this myself, so I needed a journal. And Izzy of Izzy Craft Creation came up with a template for a covered insert that could be put into a traveller's notebook cover. I mean, I'll link Izzy down below. And I decided that, hey, I shouldn't be the only one having all this fun, so I made some more as presents for friends. And then decided that since most of them wouldn't know what junk journaling was if it bit them on the bum, I had to make packs to help them make the most of it. Paper, an envelope filled with bits and some glue, etc. So they got a parcel filled with everything that needed and instructions to make the most of their journal. And I think I made 7 in total last year. And of course I kept one for me, and I faithfully journaled it through most of December. So last Christmas we went to my parents-in-law for Christmas. They live in Germany, so we packed up my mom, her dog, my husband and all our suitcases and presents and stuff into the car, and we drove/ferried across the channel. And we had a great time, but it meant that in order to journal while I was there, I had to take everything with me. So I packed everything into this, more or less. Bear with me 1 second. Yeah, there's a lot into this, which is this slim fast box. Yeah, I tried slim fast at one point, it didn't work very well. Mostly because I love chocolate too much anyway. And as you can see, I've just opened everything out and there's tons more goodies in there that I'd actually forgotten was here. So as you can see, this holds an awful lot. So putting this aside, this is not what I gave to people, this is just the extra that I collected. Putting this aside, I'll put this on the floor. This is what I gave to people in the original packaging. You've got the journal itself, which I'll get to in a minute. You get a laminated card with washi tape around it. This is just tucked inside one of the pockets in the journal. You get an envelope here with paper clip and a little vellum envelope there with some circles in it. You may not be able to see those at the moment, but I'll come to that in a minute. But the other bits in there are all kinds of pictures and scrappy bits and die cuts and all sorts in there, and most of which I've not used. And put that back. And lastly, this scrap sampler, which is based on something that Nik the Booksmith did a while back. Again, I'll try and remember to put a link in the description box below for a video where she did that. In fact, I think the storage label, do this way up, the storage label actually came from Nik the Booksmith. So that's that. Now the journal itself, well, as you can see, it's pretty alligated. It has this elastic closure, which works really well to keep it closed with the button. It's very easy to do. Somebody on Izzy B's Facebook page suggested how to do this, and I can't remember who it was. So if I do remember where I found this, I'll put a link in the description box below. This napkin on the front was 2 of them actually, were on the Christmas table for Christmas dinners while we were in Germany. So I just sort of stuck them on the front with this clip. And as you can see, it is absolutely packed with stuff. So the pockets here at the front, which is where the washi tape originally lived before it became too fat to actually close. And you know, as you can see, it's just packed with all of this stuff. As well as doing December dailies, I was also observing Advent, so there are Bible readings in here and my thoughts on them, which doesn't help matters. I had originally intended to have a separate Advent journal, but so I made 2 of these for myself, but somebody else needed the other one more, so the other one went to a good home, and I don't regret that. Anyway, working through this journal taught me 2 things. Number 1, this isn't big enough. Doing this traveller's notebook size isn't big enough for me, I don't think. I think having the one single signature, as you can see in here, or the middle of this, yep, there, having one single signature is really not a good idea. So the second thing I learned is that having everything loose, you know, all of these bits and the envelope and the pad all separate, it meant it was less than optimal because I was trying to fold up a parcel that just didn't work very well, and kept having to remember where these other bits were, and I had to go to the box, and it was less than optimal. So it was with all this in mind that I created this year's Christmas journal. Now, time limits mean that I've only been able to create 2 of these. We'll put these aside for now. I've only been able to create 2 of these. I had intended to do more, but this is so time intensive that I made the decision to go with these 2. Let me just check that I'm actually on screen. There. These are virtually identical with just slightly different decorations, and I will put them up for sale separately. This one will be poinsettia, this one will be snowflakes because of the decoration on them. When you've got them, you can call them what you like. Anyway, because they're identical, I will only share this one in detail and then give you enough of a peek at this one to be able to see that they are generally the same. And anyone who has seen Tracie Fox's journaller attached case or video or tutorial will recognise this, by the way. It's very much based on those with a few alterations to Tracie's original templates. Lesson is a better way of doing it. Anyway, size details first. The case itself is 26 centimetres by 16 centimetres. That's just over 10 inches by just over 6. I'm not good with inches. And the spine is 5 centimetres wide in both of them, which is bang on 2 inches according to my ruler. And as you can see, it is an accordion type of folder. There's the thing on the side there. Let's check that we're in shot. Yep, we are. Snowflake differs slightly here in that it has a pattern on the side of the accordion, whereas poinsettia doesn't. They have different beads, ever so slightly. This one is poinsettia. It's just gold and pearlescent beads. Yeah, you can see that. And this one is snowflake. It's a little bit darker. You can see that, yeah. So, and they both have, apart from the cardstock here and the different beads, this material, this lovely tartan is the same. It's wrapped all the way around, as you can see. Bit of fluff there. So, and you will see when I open them up that this is absolutely packed to the roosters with items. So let's open this one up, and I'll put this one aside for the time being. There we go. She opened up very simply by unwinding this, and there you go. You can see, I hope, let me just check, yep, that she is absolutely full. So I'm gonna pull everything out. Here we go. First of all is the journal, which is here. There is a pad, the folder, some little pockets, envelopes, a bit more, and another envelope. And that's it when it's empty. You can see it's got, I hope it's got a nice music paper on the side, and of course the underside of the envelope is decorated in that same card. So there you go, that's the empty folder, and you can see it squishes down quite a lot once it's empty of everything that's in here. So, first up, I'm sure your keen eyes will have perceived immediately that there is a journal. There is. Here we go. Let's do this first. It is a match to the case. It is a soft cover with the same cardstock and tartan material. There are 2 signatures in here of 5 pages each, which doesn't sound much, but I've worked it out and it will be enough for a slide of every day of December with enough left over. I wanted to make this quite flat so that there's enough room for you to be able to put lots and lots of ephemera in here without it alligatoring too much. You will also note that this journal appears to be quite bare, and that's because I wanted to give the owner, lucky thing, the flexibility to decorate this as you wish. So let's go through it. First of all, this page, there's nothing on the inside here. You could stick something here if you wish. I'll just check them on. Yeah. You could stick something here if you wish. Make some kind of a pocket to tuck things inside if you wanted to. There is that flexibility. This page is from Christmas Carol. The original of this book was handwritten in the earliest 20th century, and this is kept today in the Manchester Rylands Library. If you want to Google that, you can. It was reprinted in the early 80s, so it is still in copyright, but I just buy a couple of copies of this book every year from the 1980s and rip them apart. That's what we all do. Not only is the writing lovely, but there are some great illustrations in it too, like this, for example. And also full page illustration. Some of these I used to create covers for last year's journals. Now I've left this flip open so it can be glued down into a pocket. You will see if I take the this off, then you will see it is just an ordinary envelope. So you can glue this into a pocket, you can use it as a normal envelope. It's entirely up to you what you do with this. If you want to just tuck it on the page in the way that I did, then you can do that. Just put it back on there, and there is a beaded paper clip here, and you can see that, and that just tucks straight onto there. Okay. Underneath here is one of my special beaded tags. These are hand sewn. You can if this will focus. Yeah, it does. Excellent. So there is that there. I really like these. I'm really pleased with how these came out. And there's a little quote at the bottom from the Christmas Carol book, and some journaling space on the back. So nice and Christmassy. So that's that. I've just tucked that inside, and you can move that, place that as and where you wish. Okay, so flip that over. There is a flip out here. It's just this is French handwriting paper. It's got a particular name for it, but my brain has gone blank, so I'll put it in the video if I remember what it is. But you could glue this down into a pocket if you wanted to. Same with this one here, you could glue this into a pocket. This is, or leave it as a flip out, or just tack like a secret note underneath. It's entirely up to you. This is what I mean about giving you the flexibility to do what you like with this journal, rather than what I have decided you should do with it. Now that's that. This one here has a pocket because this paper is a little bit more fragile, so I wanted to actually firm this down. But it's music paper, as you can see. This is actually a tab, but it's a removable tab. Inside is a paper clip, and if you can, I don't know whether you will see, whether the camera will pick it up, but there are 2 pieces of card there, and you can see, yeah, I hope that is where you stick your paper, in that middle there, when you want to be able to stick it on. But isn't that pretty with the lace and the where you're picking up the sparkles? There's little bits of glitter on the inside of the flowers there. I don't know whether, no, probably not picking up the sparkles, but never mind. So again, you can move that as and where you wish in your journal, or you can put it on another journal. It's entirely up to you. Just squidgy it on and it will be there. That'll be fine. So it's some bits of paper here. It's in the middle. You could turn these into a pocket. You could turn this round like that. Glue it all down. Glue these 2 down, and then you have 2 pockets there that you can put things into in the middle. So there's lots and lots of different options there for you. Very easy to do. Blank coffee dyed paper, more music paper, with another little pocket there. Then more of this paper, Clairefontaine paper, that's it. This is tea-dyed Clairefontaine paper, and this is absolutely beautiful to write on. I must get some more of this. More coffee dyed paper, and another one of these removable tags. As you can see, give it a bit of a pull, it will move around. Squidgy that back on, so that's that one. And another page of this Christmas Carol paper, which again you can glue down into a pocket or leave it as a flip or whatever. This is ledger paper, tea dyed paper, more coffee paper, music paper with another little beaded paper clip. Let me just bring that up to you so you can see it's so pretty and Christmassy. Put that back on. And then more tea dyed paper, a little bit more Christmas Carol paper, and this is what I mean about these illustrations. I'll bring that up so you can see. Isn't that beautiful? And the bit down the side there, it's what marked these books out as being so nice for Christmas. And I usually make sure I get a couple of copies every year. I'll put that aside. I'll flip that over. It's there in the middle. Another option there. Multi-dyed paper and another one of these removable tags. I'm not going to pull it off. And it gets a bit more decorated with bits of glitter there. More music paper. Again, this will be with a pocket here. And then there's another envelope that has been covered with napkin paper here, which again is totally removable. You can use it as an envelope or not, as you choose. Pop that back on. And then there is another beaded paper clip. Come on. Hope that you can see that. And pretty beads there. And put that back on. And then flip the page. And we've got a piece of ledger paper, which again you can flip out. Turn into a pocket. Do as you like with it. And the back again is blank, so you could put something here to turn into a little text spot or pocket or something as you choose. So it's a very, very blank minimalist journal for you to do with as you choose, really. I'm going to move this down a little bit so that they're more equally spaced. That's me. And you can see everything peeking out of the sides there, I hope. So you've got lots of glittery bits and pieces and beads and so on. I mean, it just screamed Christmas to me, and I just really, really like that. So that's that. Now, the rest of what's here. First thing I want to show you, you will recognise from last year. What I just showed you earlier. This is a pack of paper kept together via these brads at the top. It says paper at the bottom. And it is exactly what it sounds like. A pack with some little offcuts from the front of this, what I've used from the card to make the case in the journal. There is some another one there. There is a little bit of printed vellum there. Some paper here. An index card. Music paper. This is 17th century paper. Yes, you heard that right. There's some coffee dyed papers, parchment paper, some green file paper which has been tea dyed, green paper, brown paper, parcel wrapping paper, or tea dyed paper, file paper there, some tracing paper there. What else have we got? I think that's watercolour paper, and graph paper, plain white. This is glassine. So if you want to make your own little glassine bag, you can do. This is vellum. What else have we got? I think this last sheet here, yeah, it's more watercolour painting paper. So there's a whole load of different pages in here that you can use to decorate your journal. I didn't want to include too much designer card in this pack. I found that last year I didn't use it all. I found that the plain paper than music, the text paper was more useful in decorating the journal. So obviously add whatever decorated card that you have at home that you want to, you know, sort of add. But this is also decorated on the back with some nice bits of lace and some more of the designer card here. So that's that. There's also, on that aside, 5 sort of little envelopes and bags. One there and one there. Just check that this is all visible on screen. Yep. Okay, so if we look at the envelopes first, put these two inside. This one, I'm sure you remember if you watched from the beginning of the video, this little envelope here, and I made reference to a vellum envelope here with some circles in, and I got all mysterious about that. Well, that's about to be explained. Put that to one side. 2 years ago, Izzy did a Christmas journal, and in there was some circles with numbers on. The idea being that each day of the December journaling day, you want to put the date in, what day it was that you were journaling. So the 1st of December, the 2nd of December, and so on. And I totally stole that idea last year, and I created a sheet of card with some background text on and then numbers, which these are the ones I didn't use, and I just punched them out with a hole punch, an inch diameter inch punch. So this year I've extended on that a little bit. Put that to one side, and that's what's in here, numbers. I'm planning to do a separate video on how I use these, but I will also put Izzy B's video in the original video in the description box below so you can see them. There will be a print, a DigitalCurio going on into my shop with these on, so that's why the separate video. So if you like this idea, then you know you can go for it without having to buy these packs. But here you go. These are the numbers, and you can see they're all different designs. And these particular ones, I went to can't remember the name of the shop on Etsy, but I found an A4 Christmassy sort of wallpaper background, and I printed that on the back. Now that won't be in my DigitalCurio. So if you want to print anything on the background of your own, you'll have to go and buy the DigitalCurio for yourself. But what I will do is to link in the new video the DigitalCurio that I used for this one, so you can go and buy that yourself if you want. It's not mega expensive, but that's what those are, those little things. I put those back in there, and like I said, I'll do another video on those, explaining those in more detail later. And we've got 2 more envelopes here, so I'll start with this one. This one, as you can see, says quotes, and just check that that is visible. It is. So you've got quotes. If I open it up, it just tucks underneath that little bubble there to keep it closed, and I pull it out, and you will see that there is a napkin behind. I just tucked them in there because I ran out of space. I didn't want to make another envelope just for this. But those are the napkins, that you can rip these up and put them into your journal. In order to save on weight, I have taken the backs off these so they are completely thin in the way that you would expect them to be, without having the backs on. So that's that one. And this one came from Germany last year. I like picking up napkins when I can, because you know, something different from what you get at home. There is this sort of damask, gold damask pattern here, which is kind of really nice. I like that. Use that in an envelope in the journal. And then this is a more regular Christmas napkin. So you can use those if and as you choose in your journal. So that's in the envelope as well. Tuck that in there another time. And then the rest of it, what's actually supposed to be in this envelope, is a whole series of little bits of paper with Christmas quotes on. So I'll bring it up so you can have a look, and you can pause that so you can read it. There's a whole load of different things on this thing. you get the idea. So these you can stick into your journal if and as you choose, depending on whether you like them or not. I mean, there may probably be some quotes in here that you don't like, some that you absolutely adore. It's really up to you. I mean, there's loads in here, so you can choose with these whether to put them in or not, or whether to toss them. And to be quite honest with you, there's so much here in this pack that you could probably use it for 2 or 3 Christmases with a different journal, of course, in a row. So that's that quotes pack. I've got another one here. This is the glassine bag, a printed glassine bag that I made, and it's got stickers on it. It is what it says on the tin. Here we go. Now these are stickers, as it says. Let's put them all out. Come on. Another one there. Now what these are, they are stickers, but they are not printed on white paper. So let me see if I can get out a spare one, because I don't want to use one from there. So let's pull out the Father Christmas. And a piece of paper so that I can stick. You think I should have this better organised, wouldn't you? Come on. Right, there we go. Piece of paper, a sticker. Some of them have got a nice line through it like that. Some of them haven't. But I just peel the backing off, and you can see it's kind of slightly see-through. So if I stick it onto the paper, and you will see that the white around it just kind of disappears into the background, and it just looks like it's been printed on. But that's the idea behind those. These are actually transparent shipping labels, and there's something that was highlighted by Nik the Booksmith in a video, which I will link in the description box below if you want to see the original video. The shipping labels are by Avery, which I bought, and I printed these rather nice stickers, and they came from somewhere, I forget where. I'll put a link in the description box below. But what you've actually got, put that aside, you've got some nice sort of vintage Father Christmas stickers. There's loads of different things in here. You can pick out and then just, you know, decorate with what you choose. Some of them are kind of botanical. Some of them are more overtly Christmas, like the bauble there. There's bits of holly. So there's some children there. Father Christmas. So there's a wide variety of stickers there that you can choose to add into your journal as you want. So we'll put that away. Come on. You can have fun looking through those when you are ready. Right, the last bag is this one. I have deliberately not decorated this bag. It's another glassine bag, completely undecorated, there's no printing on it, so that if you want, you can stick this into your journal and use it as a bag, or you can find some other purpose for it. I know that glassine bags are kind of sought after, so that's why I've deliberately not done that with this one. But what's in here is various bits of ribbons and material and so on that you can use to decorate your journal. So you've got lots of different ribbons here. Let's just fold these out and make a mess of it. There's some narrow red ribbon, some green, bit of gold, some beautiful red there, some more sort of, I always think of this being basically kind of Danishy Christmassy. More there, and this one, which could be not necessarily Christmas, but kind of pretty anyway. So that's that one. And I've tried to make these all at least 21 centimetres, because that's the width, or the length rather, of the journal pages. So from there to there is 21 centimetres. I didn't actually say that, did I? Yeah, 21 centimetres, and I think it's 13 centimetres this way. So that's that. You've got some string, Christmassy string in 2 different colours. You've got 3 frames, 2 gold frames, and a circle gold and white frame. Two little sort of mini envelopes in gold and in silver. Come on, don't stick. In gold and silver. And then you've got three sort of embossed papers. Now, the thing you need to know about these papers is that, first of all, these are actually made of toilet paper, clean toilet paper, I hasten to add. It's a technique that I stumbled across in a YouTube video, which I will try to link in the description box below. But amazingly, toilet paper, when you damp it down ever so slightly, makes for great embellishment like this. However, there is a caveat to that, and that is that you can't write on this because it just anytime you kind of apply ink to this, and it just kind of goes and sucks up the ink and then spreads everywhere. So don't apply ink to this. Don't try and write on this. It also doesn't tear very well. So if you're trying to tear it, I don't want to do it with this one obviously, but let me find another piece for you. Here we go. So there's another piece of the obvious stuff. If I try and tear it that way, it's absolutely fine, but it doesn't tear in the way that you would expect regular paper to. That way is better, but going that way is kind of difficult. So just bear that in mind when you're working with these pieces of paper. And they do really well just for background decoration and that kind of thing. Now these two are obviously white. You've got snowflakes there and holly leaves there. This one had mistletoe leaves on it, and I sprayed it with diamine shimmer ink, diluted diamine shimmer ink. And if you know about fountain pens, then you will know what diamine shimmer ink is. This beautiful green colour, and it kind of, I don't know whether you will pick it up in this light, but it's got a kind of shimmer to it. It's not glitter because it doesn't rub off. You see, there's nothing on my fingers. But let me just bring it up and see if I can. I don't know if you can see that. But it gives it a kind of luster that is really, really nice, and I think it's lovely. I've actually got a number of different inks that I'm going to be experimenting with in the next sort of while on that one. But anyway, we've also got some plain cloth. We've got the tartan cloth that is part of the whole thing, and then we've also got some other sort of pretty Christmas stuff and some wide Christmas ribbon. So there's a lot here that you can use to decorate your journal and do as you wish with. I mean, really, you're not going to be short of material from this. I'll probably have to put this all back afterwards because it's going to be a bit difficult. So I just move it out of the way for now, and it will all be neatly put back in, I promise. Okay, now the last thing that I have got for you is this. This is an ephemera folder, and I'm sure you were thinking before now, hey Liz, isn't this journal supposed to have ephemera? Yes it is, here it is. So there's absolutely tons of ephemera in this. There are two pockets here and two pockets on the other side, as you can see. So there's some of that pretty beadwork and there. And what I have done, there's two kinds of ephemera in this. There is the commercial kind of ephemera, just, you know, where I've been buying paper packs and so on, and you get pages in the back where there are tags and things, and you just cut them out. There's those. There's commercial tags in the sense that you buy gift kits and download them and print them and then cut them out. So there's those two types. There's also ones that are made by me. So to differentiate them, these are all commercial tags. I think they came from Hobbycraft in the UK, if you know, but don't ask me which pack, I couldn't tell you. And they're just simple little squares that you can use these to decorate your journal as you choose. There's so much here. Again, you could use this for several years without really sort of running into problems. Can't remember where that came from. If I do, I will link it in the description box below. This is from Stamperia. This is lovely. Beautiful designs there. And that's from the same place as that. Can't remember where that came from. This is from Vectoria Designs. I will link the particular kit in the description box below. So if you want more of it, you can go and buy it. And it's just printed on cream card. Very simple. These two I made myself. Obviously, this is more of that Christmas Carol book pages. with some pretty decoration on. That's the card. You can use that as a journaling card or want to flip out if you wanted to. It's up to you. Another journaling card there. Vanity Fair in the background is the book, which gave me all kinds of problems when I discovered that the author of Vanity Fair was kind of rather racist, and he'd used some terms that are most definitely not acceptable now, so I had to furiously go back through all of my stuff and make sure that none of those terms were visible. You think classic books are going to be safe, and they're not. So that's that. Stuck onto some card. I'll put all of this back properly and neatly later on. As I flip to the back, some more here of those Vectoria Designs tags rather. So it's kind of pretty. Put those there. These are from Vectoria Designs, but they're a different digital kit pack to this one. So again, I will put that in the description box below. So that's that one. There's another Stamperia one here from Conifer. Pretty design on the back. Another Vectoria Designs, and some more of those journaling cards created by me. And that, by the way, is one of those stickers. So you can see how the background of it really disappears into the background, and it looks as though it's been printed on. It looks fab. So yeah, definitely use those stickers. So I put those back, and I'll sort those out later. And now the inside. We shall come to that in a moment. As you can see, there is lots and lots in the inside. Almost too much in a way. Vectoria Designs. This one created by me. I can't remember where this came from, but this is something that I've actually had probably for about 15 years. I bought a big box of Christmassy paper from one of these crafting shops up in Manchester, and it contained all kinds of different crafting paper in there, loads of different colours and designs. Some were glittered, some were not. And you know, if you're somebody that doesn't like glitter, by the way, I apologise, because this video is absolutely filled with glitter. Don't buy these packs because you know you won't like them. But I love glitter for Christmas, and I routinely spend the 3 months before Christmas with glitter in my face, on my hair, on my fingers, everywhere. I just love this stuff. So anyway, I put glitter around the edge here. It's been done with art glitter glue. You can do something similar with these kind of UHU glitter pens, which are okay, but they're not they're not as good, I think, as the fine tip that you get with art glitter glue, like this one. You get a very fine tip there, so you can put that down on the edge of your doily in a pattern, and then cover it with really fine glitter, which is what I've got here. And that's how I created that, and I just think it looks so pretty. And it's the plain black that you can use to bit of dust there. You can use to write on. That's that one. This one is just some book paper. That's the card with some napkins on the back, and then I've used some die cuts here to reinforce that. Again, I think that's really nice. Another journaling pad is some toilet paper there. Now you know how to use it. Some music kind of toilet paper. Journaling space on the back. More Christmas Carol with a die cut on the front. And more journaling space on the back. So even without the blank pages, you still, if you put these in, you've still got tons and tons of journaling space on the back of all of these things. And then there's more sort of various die cuts. These pop out, so you've got like a frame there if you want to use it that way. Same with this one, it will pop out. And then there's another one there, Merry and Bright. So you've got lots and lots of stuff just on that one side alone. And then on this side, I'll come to that one in a moment. You've got another one of these sort of doily tags with decorated along the edge. A sort of collaged tag, again with journaling space on the back of it. Another Stamperia tag, much bigger one this time. And more of the sort of Christmassy thing, with some poinsettia there, thing there, and Christmas wishes there. so you've got tons and tons of space there to put things into. You've also got this, which is a pocket tag. There's a pocket on the side there. When you've got some tickets in here, which came from Vectoria Designs. I've folded out. You can put those where you like. Another Stamperia circle there. And the Vectoria Design tag, and another Stamperia journaling card. So you've absolutely tons and tons inside when you put this all together. But we're not done yet. We're not done yet. Absolutely not done yet. There is this thing, if you had forgotten about this. Pull everything out. It is a pocket in and of itself. It's material, so it's kind of a bit more flexible. You can write on the back. If you want to keep it loose, you can just tuck it inside your journal. Or you can actually stick it into the journal and then use it as a regular pocket. I just think that material is just so beautiful and I really like it. It's one of the materials that I tucked into the sort of loose odds and bobs pocket. So what you've actually got in here is, to start at the back, another journaling card there with this beautiful die cut, which is, I don't know whether you can see, let me just check. Yep, you can see the glitter of gold on there, the glisten of gold on there. That's that one. You've got another journaling card made by me, and you can see how I've used the frame there. This is just wrapper from sweets or something, from chocolates or something that I showed to you. So yeah, that's that. And another one of these, I've got a pocket tag here which has got more bits in, and you can use that. You can either stick it in, make it a tuck spot, or journal on the back. It's up to you. And there's more bits here. You've got thing from Vectoria Designs. You've got a little sort of I don't know whether you can see the design on that. If I bring it up to you, you can see just on the edge there. It's a die cut, so it's a little label, and you've got some more tickets there. So yeah, you are not short of space, really. You're not short of space in this thing. Journaling space, ephemera, and so on. You've got tons of stuff. So that's everything that is in this one case alone, and I will just pile it all up to make you realise just how much there is there. That's all in that one case alone. So I will just give you a very, very quick look at the next case, which is Snowflakes. It's here. It opens in exactly the same way, just it would do this. Come on. Why does it always do this on camera? Right, that's that one done. Nope. I reckon it got flipped around as I was moving it. It's coming now. No, it's not. Nope, that's definitely going the wrong way. This is embarrassing. Go on, have a good laugh at me. There we go. Gently does it. And it's open. Just bear that in mind if you actually buy these, that sometimes it can get a little bit caught on the inside, and just be gentle with it, as I've just done. So there you can see, it's almost virtually identical inside. You have the journal here, which has got a slightly different material, cardstock on the front, but it matches the case. You've got the same sort of tabs on the front and side here with the same envelope, so just in a slightly different order. You've got the hand sewn beaded tag there with beads on the side here. Come here, don't fall over on me. You're already in trouble as you are. Tab there, paper, Christmas Carol paper. There is this thing in the middle that you can use for pockets. It's all the same kind of paper in both of them. Two signatures exactly the same size. Another tab there. More of that clip-on plain paper. You can see the middle of the between the two signatures there. More sort of coffee dyed paper, book paper. More sort of little beads, Christmas beads. There's nothing here that I've not already shown you. So again, it's all very blank, very open for you to use as you wish. And there's the second of the envelopes. It's just in a different order to the first one that I showed you with a different beaded tab there. That's that one. There is in the second pocket from the back, we've got the same sort of paper pack with a back to match the cover of the case and so on. So you see it all matches. With the same paper in the inside. Yeah. You've got the same journaling quotes. I'm not going to get them all out, with napkin paper and quotes on the inside. Tuck that in. Got the same odds and bobs in the glassine bag. Stickers in the glassine bag. You've got 2 envelopes made from vellum, numbers and words. There. And then last but not least, you've got the same ephemera folder on the inside. Slight differences between them in terms of, you know, what they contain, but by and large they are virtually identical. Just different card there to match everything else that is in here, as in the cover of these and the back of that. So everything matches. Okay, so that's all of that. The inside, you can see, it's the same with the music paper, the back of this, so everything is virtually the same. I will be listing these on my Etsy store. I am not exactly sure when. It very much depends on when I get this video edited and uploaded, because I have a ton of other videos to actually film and edit and get uploaded over the next sort of week or so. But I really hope that these journals find a home somewhere. You know, don't sort of leave them on their own for Christmas. I'll be in a position where they are used and loved. And yes, I have one of these of my own. It's not quite finished, but it will be over the next few weeks, and it is slightly different in design to these. I'm trialling a different design that might just end up in next year's journal, but that's a whole other story, and it's a whole year away. So for now, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you all here very soon. Bye for now.